Welcome to Sentinel Skills. In this video, we will discuss the importance of having a well-trained emergency response team and the steps you can take to build and train one. Understanding emergency response teams. To begin, let's start by understanding what an emergency response team is. An emergency response team is a group of individuals who are trained to respond to emergency situations quickly and efficiently. The team's primary objective is to provide assistance to those affected by an emergency while minimizing further harm or damage. In this video, we will discuss the different types of emergency response teams and their roles. Types and composition of emergency response teams. There are different types of emergency response teams, and the composition of each team may vary depending on the type of emergency. Some of the common types of emergency response teams are medical emergency response teams. These teams are composed of medical professionals who are trained to respond to medical emergencies such as heart attacks, strokes, and trauma cases. Fire emergency response teams. These teams are composed of firefighters who are trained to respond to fires, explosions, and other related emergencies. Search and rescue emergency response teams. These teams are composed of trained personnel who are skilled in locating and rescuing individuals who are lost or trapped in various environments, such as collapsed buildings or natural disasters. Disaster response teams. These teams are composed of individuals who are trained to respond to natural disasters such as hurricanes, floods, and earthquakes. Building an emergency response team. To build an emergency response team, you need to identify the individuals who have the necessary skills and experience to respond to emergency situations. In this section, we will discuss how to identify and recruit potential team members and the factors to consider when building a team. First, identify the roles and responsibilities that need to be filled. Then, consider the specific skills and experience required for each role. Look for candidates with a strong sense of responsibility, good communication skills, and the ability to work well under pressure. Ensure that each member of the team understands their role and responsibilities and that there is clear communication and coordination among team members. Training an emergency response team. Training is critical to the success of an emergency response team. In this section, we will discuss the different types of training that emergency response teams need, such as first aid, CPR, and disaster response training. We will also discuss the importance of regular training and how to evaluate the effectiveness of your team's training. Training should be ongoing, and each member of the team should receive regular updates and refreshers on their skills and knowledge. Simulation training can help team members learn to work together in emergency situations and familiarize themselves with the equipment they will need to use. It is also essential to ensure that team members are trained to communicate effectively and understand the protocols and procedures to follow during an emergency. Developing emergency response plans. Having an emergency response plan is essential to ensuring that your team is prepared to respond to emergency situations effectively. In this section, we will discuss the steps to developing an emergency response plan. To develop an emergency response plan, start by identifying potential risks and hazards that could affect your organization or community. Then, identify the resources that you have available to respond to these risks and hazards, such as personnel, equipment, and facilities. Finally, develop clear procedures for responding to each type of emergency and ensure that all team members are familiar with the plan. Identifying roles and responsibilities. In this section, we will discuss the importance of identifying the roles and responsibilities required for an emergency response team. Depending on the size and type of the organization or community, the roles and responsibilities may vary. However, some of the critical roles may include a team leader, first responders, medical professionals, communication specialists, and logistics personnel. It's essential to define each role's responsibilities and ensure that team members are trained and prepared to fulfill their roles effectively. Recruiting and training team members. Recruiting and training team members are critical components of building an effective emergency response team. In this section, we will discuss the recruitment process, including identifying necessary skills and experience, conducting interviews, and performing background checks. We will also discuss the importance of ongoing training for team members, including training on emergency response procedures, communication protocols, and first aid. During the training process, it's essential to ensure that team members have access to the necessary resources and equipment to fulfill their roles effectively. For example, medical professionals may require access to medical equipment and supplies, while communication specialists may require access to communication equipment and technology. Once team members are recruited and trained, it's essential to ensure that they are available and prepared to respond to emergency situations quickly. Develop an emergency response plan and ensure that team members are familiar with the plan and their roles and responsibilities within it. Conducting emergency response drills. Conducting regular emergency response drills is crucial to ensuring that your team is prepared to respond to emergency situations. In this section, we will discuss the importance of drills, how to conduct them effectively, and how to evaluate the results. Drills can help team members become familiar with their roles and responsibilities and identify areas where they need additional training or resources. Conduct drills regularly and simulate various emergency scenarios to help team members learn to work together effectively. After each drill, evaluate the results and identify areas for improvement. In conclusion, building and training an emergency response team is essential to ensuring that your organization or community is prepared to respond to emergency situations effectively. Identify the roles and responsibilities required, recruit individuals with the necessary skills and experience, and ensure that team members receive ongoing training and participate in regular emergency response drills. Developing an emergency response plan and conducting regular drills can help your team be prepared to respond quickly and efficiently during a crisis. Thank you for watching this video on building and training an emergency response team. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with others who may benefit from this information. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more useful videos on emergency preparedness and safety. Stay safe and be prepared.